Okay. By the way, sorry, cause I like that. Part 4 of it. What if you parents died? So yeah, um, we left off where basically Izuku hold on. Basically, Izuku he was in the shower and um, whatchamacallit, what's your name? I'm gonna say, oh, what's her name? Emily. Yeah, Emily had knocked at the door, and somebody was knocking at the door. It was Emily. As Izuku says, who is it? He says Emily. Emily says it's me. Emily. Then Izuku basically says, Izuku says, um, Izuku says, what the fuck does this nigga say? Oh, he says, what do you want? Yeah. He says, what do you want? You. I thought I was a quirkless bastard. And she says, no. She says, no. I'm sorry I said that. It's just that, she said, no. I didn't mean that. Really. And he says, yeah. Whatever. As he opens the door. And when he opened the door, basically, okay. Okay, alright, I'm focused now. Basically, Izuku says, Izuku says, like hell, I will accept your apology. Actually, he's about to walk off. And all of a sudden, Emily gets mad. She says, she picks him up. She says, oh, by the way, this is her normal wear. What's in the picture? Well, that shirt is. Not that bottom thing. That's what she goes to sleep in. So, yeah. So, basically, Izuku, he says, Izuku basically says, oh no, like I said, she gets angry, and she says, what the hell did you say? And he said, you heard me. You don't get my apology. I'm not accepting your apologies. And she said, and she drags him, she fucked, man. She picks him up with her quirt. And basically after that, Izuku says, what are you gonna do, bully me? He says, what are you gonna do, bully me? Don't worry, I've been through it enough. And she says, huh? And she drops him and says, what did you say? And he says, nothing. It's strange how only Sophia treats me right. and even barely even talks to me. And all you do is beat me. It's alright though. He says it's alright though. None of your no beatings hurt me anymore. And she says, what have I done in our life? And Izuku says, he says, after he says that, Izuku says that he said, wait a minute. After he says that, he walks off, and he comes to his room to see Sophia sitting there again, half naked, sleeping in his bed. And Izuku wakes her up and says, "You're not supposed to be sleeping in here." He says, "You're not supposed to be sleeping in here, Sophia. Your sisters would probably be mad if they found out you were sleeping in here." And basically after that, Izuku after he said that, Izuku says that Sophia wakes up and she says, "But I love sleeping." She says, "I like sleeping with you too. They wouldn't mind." And she says, "I know a lot of their secrets." So, and Izuku says, "Alright." As he lays down in the bed and takes his shirt off, cuddles Sophia. Izuku, after he cuddles Sophia, basically, Izuku, he basically Izuku I'm gonna say he wakes up, and it's like 12 o'clock in the morning, everybody sleep, and as how many more people have to die before you finally get it? As Izuku says, he wakes up, and like I said, it's like 12 o'clock, and he's rock hard, and I'm gonna say that Sophia has shifted positions. Now her butt is on him, and yeah, now her butt is on him, and Izuku says, "Damn it." Izuku, he says, "Damn it." And she says, "No, I can't. I just did it with her yesterday." And when she says, "No, I can't. I just did it with her yesterday," Izuku says, Izuku says, after he says, I just did with her yesterday. Yeah, whatchamacallit, Sophia wakes up and she feels something heartbroken. Her ass. And, oh yeah. She feels something heartbroken her ass. And yeah, when she feels something heartbroken her ass, basically she turns around to see red eyes looking at her. And she blushes intensively. And she says, Izuku? Or she says, Izu. Yeah, she says, Izu. And she says, Izu. And when she says Izu, Izuku, he says, I can't come back. And he says, she says, And he says, I'm sorry, I can't hold it back anymore. And what do you mean? And he grabs her cheeks and pulls her closer. And he pulls in his pants. And, oh, no, he doesn't. He pulls him closer. He turns her around. Oh, no, never mind. He pulls her closer to him and starts kissing her. With tongue. And, he takes off her bra. Oh, he rips it off. Fuck that. He rips off her bra. And he rips off her panties. And he says, I can't take it anymore. As he puts this thing in, and he starts vibrating his whole body. And the whole thing is not even in yet. I'm gonna say about half of it is in. Okay? About half of it's in. Basically, she says, she says, hey, why you, as she moans the bro out, it says, these walls aren't soundproof. And he says, hey, quiet down. I thought you wanted this. As he grabs her, both of her wrists, and pulls them closer to him. Or now, like her knees are, her knees are the only thing on the bed. Her knees and her legs. And, basically, her back is straight while her arms are getting pulled back by Izuku. And he's just pounding. And Izuku pounds and pounds. And he says, as he pulls out and he busts all over her. And he busts all on ya. Oh, baby. That's what he does. And yeah. So Izuku, basically says, that, oh, Sophia said she should have did it inside. And she says,
you want to know who I am, huh? That's simple. You can call me Sinbad the Sailor.
As she says, who? As she says, who whatchamacallit? Who? Like she says, you should have did it inside me. And Izuku says, he says, a man who rides the waves of fate. He says, that whatchamacallit says, you really want me to get you pregnant, don't you? And after she says that you really want to get you pregnant, Sophia says, I told you that you didn't wait. And Izuku says, do I need to punish you once more again? As she says, no. As she blushes hard. And he says, oh, I guess I can because I didn't hear you. And he puts it back in. And she moans it out. And he starts vibrating his body again. It goes in super. He goes in and out, in and out, in and out. And he has her arms, he pins her on the bed, and he's going in and out. And she wraps her arms around him. And, her legs around him. And he says, if you get pregnant, it's not on me. And
Who is the one that wishes to become king? Is this what Yunnan was talking
and
about?
he says,
Power to become the king? The power to which the sorcerers referred.
he says,
The Emperor. I am the one. I'm the one.
whatchamacallit?
You just stay out of my way, Drakon.
I am here by the Emperor's direct order, so I'm
He says,
Sinbad. Back off.
To hell with the Emperor. I refuse to give any more power to someone who uses it to abuse their people.
he says,
My decision. I'll change the country and the world.
Izuku says,
And it would seem our short
Izuku says,
I still owe you my life for rescue.
as he stopped, or no, he busts inside her, and he says, if you get pregnant, it's not on me.
Don't expect any mercy.
And she's sitting there.
Test my future master's skills. Give it everything you've got.
She's sitting there.
You shall promise.
She's sitting there. She's sitting with her eyes rolled up, her mouth open, and drooling. And her coochie's, her no square is leaking from a strange liquid. We don't know what it is though. I'm just saying. It's a strange liquid. Yeah. So basically, Izuku, he says that, he says, damn it, this thing will not go down. As she says, what do you mean? As she says, I'm still alright. And she says, what? Don't put it back in. I'm too sore. And Izuku says, good. As he says, I won't put it back in. But he vibrates his whole body to make him nut like 1,000 times. And he nuts all over her. And most of it shoots into her mouth because she swallows it most of and licks it all up. And he says, good doggy. And she says, Izuku, I'm your cum sleeve, okay? And he says, okay. Oh, no. He says, hey, you're my cum sleeve now. You only listen to me. I'm the only one who's gonna be fucking you, right? And twitching, she says, yes, master. As he smacks her ass and says, I couldn't hear that. She says, yes, master. In a low moaning voice. And she says, he's become so naughty. I like it so much. And this time I want to make it 20 minutes. So basically what happens is whatchamacallit, the girls, they wake up when they go to sleep, and then they wake back up, then they get dressed, You know when the good drugs. I mean, it's that first day of Six Flags, so. And I'm gonna leave that part. I'm gonna leave that for next video.